Hey, what's going on, guys? So we just got the release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I was pleasantly surprised by this trailer. This game actually looks like it's gonna look pretty damn cool on this console. So there was actually an interview with the director of the game, Naoki Hamaguchi, with Automaton. Now, this was reported by Chris Golan at VGC. Gotta give him credit here. But in the interview, Hamaguchi was actually asked about the process of porting the game to the Nintendo Switch 2 and how they were able to make the game still look well. And it seems as though they focused on the lighting and really emphasized that lighting is how you make your games look good, and you can probably take away from other aspects of the game to improve that. So when asked about that, Hamaguchi said, yeah, a straightforward port of the game wouldn't have allowed it to run with any real stability on the Switch 2, especially in handheld mode. So the rendering programmers had to optimize the game. He said in his eyes, lighting is the most important element of making a modern game look detailed, and other visual elements can be reduced as long as lighting remains untouched. So that's a pretty interesting thing to know. I didn't realize lighting was so important, but I guess it is. He also said that if the lighting were compromised for the Switch 2 port, it would have affected characters' expressions and would have made the game feel cheap as a result. So the team insisted on rendering the lighting in the same way as in the PS5 version. Wow, that's pretty insane. Optimization was instead focused on reducing processing load in other areas of the game, such as fog and other post-processing effects. The result was a game that runs at 30 frames per second on Switch 2 without drastically looking inferior to the PS5 version. He says, in our experience, if you just use the hardware properly, you'll be able to deliver games at the quality players expect. All in all, my honest opinion is that the Nintendo Switch 2 is a truly amazing piece of hardware. That's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, I didn't, like I said before, I didn't realize lighting was such an integral part of it. Obviously, players like games that have good lighting, but you might not even know. Like, you'll probably see that there's a little bit less fog, you know, some post-processing things taken out, but maybe, yeah, the lighting will make it look a lot better. I just thought this was an interesting, like, behind-the-scenes thing to talk about. Obviously, the game does look like it's going to run relatively well. I know a lot of people might complain that it's only 30 frames per second, but the fact that it's even going to be runnable at all on the Switch 2 has got to be impressive. So let me know what you guys think down below. I think it's pretty cool. Peace.